Welcome back to Website and TV. I'm Gemma Houghton. Today I'm joined by Mariano Glas, who's the CEO of Serienjunkies, the leading TV show website in Germany. And we're going to talk about the importance of mobile. So hi Mariano, thank you very much for being here.
Hi, nice to have you.
So mobile is obviously very important. Now many businesses are very aware of how important their mobile traffic is. So is there such a thing now as a mobile strategy, or really is mobile just part of any strategy?
I think it have to be a part of your online strategy. If you're not on mobile right now, I think you're way too late. Mm-hmm. Right now we are, I think, maybe just behind mobile. We are in an area of personal assistant like Google Home or Alexa, mm-hmm. or even Siri.
Yeah.
So I think if you have in strategies not included mobile or not included personal assistants, your business will fail.
And how do you then, what is different about how you approach mobile content and mobile optimization compared to what if you were just thinking about a desktop?
So in desktop, for example, on an e-commerce site, you have always on these, not always, but most of the sites have something like, call it SEO text, mm-hmm. under their products. So they're making a lot of content, which is probably useless, but the search engine loves it.
Yeah.
So you don't need it in mobile. In mobile, you need a simple product page. You need images, maybe videos. If you have, if you can make a short video clip about it, a hands-on video.
Yeah.
So and then press the button just, to buy the stuff. You don't need all the extra stuff that you have in desktop. In desktop, you have different things like 360 degrees videos and larger or longer hand-on video. So it's really important to have different types of information for desktop, for mobile, and for the personal assistant.
And in terms of rankings, like you said, for desktop, a lot of times it'd be just this approach of adding extra content to pages purely for that. You say that that's not something you need to do in mobile. So what is it that the search engines pick up on? What is it that will help you rank successfully?
So in mobile, I think it's pretty easy to rank because you focus on the key features of your product, for example, in an e-commerce world. So you have the title of your product, you have the pictures, you have a short list, like 4 key mm-hmm. Parameters for your products, and some little text, and that's it. And you can really optimize it. Mm-hmm. In desktop, you need a little bit more about this product. So I think it's pretty easy to rank in mobile if you have not much competition. You always have to think about, if I am the only one who's selling the product, why can I not sell it on different points of access, like sell it in eBay, sell it on Amazon, sell it in Alibaba, wherever. So if you have the chance to sell the products worldwide on a worldwide scale, it's really important to think about all the other, let's call it shops, mm-hmm. because they're doing a good job optimizing mobile.
Yeah, they're probably going to rank ahead of you, so beyond them. Yeah.
Yes, but if you have your SERP, for example, like 5 positions, and you can have all those 5 positions with your product, it's a win situation for everyone.
And what about if you are not e-commerce? What about if it is more information? What if it's more forums, discussions? How does that approach different? Obviously, you can't then appear on Amazon for your content.
If you have a forum and or discussion platform and don't want to get to the big social hubs like Facebook, it's pretty hard to get all the people or coming new people to you, because everybody is on Facebook and they have groups there and all that stuff. But if you have a large fan base, like in Germany, there's Motor Talk, which is I think they have 2.5 million people in their community. They're making a pretty good job, even in mobile. Mm-hmm. So it's if you already have this huge amount of people, it's not a problem. But if you start right now, it's pretty hard.
You really need to be utilizing the existing platforms.
Yes. So can be a problem if you start right now, but who knows? Who knows? And second, I would say try to get the personal assistant to come to you. You know, in a forum you have always questions. Questions need to be answered. So these answer machines like Google Home or Alexa, they answer it. So get in touch with them and try to make a cooperation or something like that to try putting your questions and your answers in there.
Yeah, that's definitely something that
Yes.
is the next thing that, you know, more and more people will begin to use voice search.
Yes,
And
they even ask in their watch.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so have short, easy answers, and you'll be doing quite well.
Yes, and on the information side, it's pretty obvious right now. You need AMP, the new mobile format from Google. I don't like it because I think it's like HTML in the 1990s. But
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that.
I mean, we have optimized our page in mobile for years, and now Google comes and even strip this and making something else, and then you have to download always Google JavaScript in the background and something like that. I personally don't like it, but if you don't have an AMP site, you don't get listed in the carousel, and people want to see what is Trump up to right now, what is he doing. So they're seeing the carousel, they're swiping it, they have 5 or 6 answers, that's it. So and if the big companies are at top of you, you have to go with the AMP.
Yeah, it's the only way to really,
Yes.
really be visible. And then what about apps? Because we're talking now about mobile websites, but of course apps are the other side of the coin. How important do you think it is for apps to have an app, and is it something that every business needs to think about, or does it really depend?
I would say 5 years ago, not everybody needs an app, but right now you have to think about a special need for an app. For example, we have a client, I call him Cowboy Bob. He is in Wyoming, he has a huge farm, and he needs food for his livestock. So, and he is not having enough food. And there's a site, a website, a desktop site he can access with all the stuff here. Where can I buy hay and all the stuff for my livestock? And we coded him an app, and he's on his tractor. He knows tomorrow I don't have enough, so he goes in there and he buys with an app. It's a very simple app.
Yeah.
But it's an example. You have to think about it. For example, dating. Dating on a desktop site, I would say it's in the 10%, 90% at least is mobile.
Yeah.
Because you have things like the radar function. 5 miles in my radius, where's somebody? Or meeting friends, or the Yelp thing.
Yeah.
I want to have a burger, I need it in 2 kilometers or something like that. I just press a button. So I think it's a mobile only business.
Yeah.
Or like podcasting. Who listens on a podcast on a desktop? Of course you can do that, but most people having on their commute to work.
Yeah.
So they listen to it. Yeah.
So it's really very important to think for any business. Obviously, there's businesses like, location-based ones where it's clearly going to be mobile, and apps are very important. But for any business, just think about what part of their business, what part of their content might be sensible as might be used more mobile, might work well as an app, and then focus on that. And
you have to integrate it in your workflow.
Yeah.
For example, heavy machinery. I wouldn't buy a truck over the internet, but repair parts. It's not a big deal. I mean, you have a huge database. I need this repair part. I need it tomorrow. Click, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think you have to think mobile.
Yeah.
How can I use these tools in my workflow?
Yeah, even if the crux of your business is never going to be an online-only business, there's always a way to use that and make it part of it. So the app stores are obviously a very important place to be visible, but it's very difficult to be visible because there's so much competition and there's so many apps, that are very well used, very highly downloaded, that take the top spot. So what are your really top tips for a business to get some visibility in the app stores?
So in the app store, it's really important to have 4 key issues. The first issue is have a great title. Try to describe what the app is doing. The top 10 is always, except from Facebook, because everybody knows Facebook, like Mail. You have Yahoo Mail. You have Chrome web browser. There are some keywords that have to be into your title. It's very important. The second one is having a great icon. Nobody likes a shitty icon. So the third one is important to have great reviews. You can buy reviews, obviously. A lot of people are doing it, but you see it as a customer. So you don't want to download this stuff. So Having great reviews means having a great product. So always improve your product. A product is never ready. Don't have banana wares. Don't have something grow on their customer. Have a reasonable, have a good first version, and start growing from there.
Yeah.
And the fourth one for me is really important because I do it a lot. Have a good hands-on video. Have a hands-on video which shows your key parts of your app. Don't have happy, shiny people running away with an iPhone and say, hey, I have this app. Nobody needs that. But you need to see what can I do with that app.
Yeah.
The problem is, in general, only one app per month comes on your phone. So if you think about it, it's really, really hard to get a customer download your app. Only one app a month. And then 80% of these apps are never started. So you're in the 20%. Of these 20%, 90% have only one start at lifetime. It's really narrowed down.
Yeah.
So it's a huge funnel. You fall it down. And if you have this app, you have to work always on your app retention. I think dating apps making a great job, like social media apps. They're using push information to get in customer back.
Yeah.
They give you, 5 cent credit every time you log in. You need 50 cents to make a face visible or chat with someone or something like that. They have a coin system. Even games do it. They bring you back. Hey, we didn't see you for a week. You get this sword. Make a fight. Something like that. They're doing a good job. And I think if you are not in the gaming business, you have a utility app, you have to work in the retention.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not worth it. Doesn't matter if people download the app, if they then don't use it, it's entirely pointless.
Yes, and if they use it, every app is phoning home to the store. So telling the store, I was started, or I was shut down from the system. And the stores, they need this information to make a better ranking.
Yeah.
Because if an app is used 5 times a day for 10 minutes or so, it must be really important to the user. So if you have a strong and good user base, they're using these apps often enough in your day, your ranking gets higher. Higher rankings means more downloads, and more downloads means more user.
And then it's not just app stores now. We're seeing more and more apps ranking directly in the search results.
Yes.
That's another element that you need to think about in terms of making your app suitable and visible for search and for search engines. So what are the top things there to be considering to make sure that you will rank there?
I have a personal problem with this. I can ask you a question. Are you doing a search on your desktop for an app and then install it on your phone?
Oh, no.
You would never do that.
You don't need,
You do it always on your phone.
On your phone, yeah.
So it's really important you have a mobile ranking with your app. And then you have decides. You have 3 different scenarios. First of all, my landing page for the app, should it be on the number 1 place? Should it be my free version of the app? Or should it be the paid version of the app? Because if I want to make money, maybe it's important to have the paid version on the first result. If you focus on downloads and building a user base and making money later, bring the free version of the app. And if you think your app needs more video, more text to describe what you're doing, bring your own page on the first result, because users need that. They need it because I would say 5 years ago, we installed everything. Isn't important. Everything is playing around. Right now, you don't want to do that.
No, everybody's overfaced with so much things that they're really quite discerning on what they'll choose.
I work in this market and I have 9 screens full of apps.
Yeah.
So I think a colleague of me have only 2, and 2 or 3. I think it's 2 or 3 pages.
9. You're never going to look at all those apps, are you? It's just never going to happen.
And if you're on the phone of your user, try to get on the first page, because if you open your phone, you see all the apps. The second and the third screen, nobody looks at that. So
lots to think about. It's a complicated situation, but lots of opportunity, I guess.
Of course, you have to think about a strategy. We're coming back to the first question. Do you need a strategy? Of course you need a strategy. Not only mobile, even apps. And we have 3 different kind of apps. We have a something I call it a web app. It's nothing special.
Yeah.
Then you have an app coded for your phone or for your TV. And the third one coming now up is progressive web apps, which means web apps using all the APIs from your phone.
Yeah.
Which means, for example, if you have an online shop, if you're in the e-commerce business, the hardest part is not getting a customer to see what you offer. The hardest part is putting in all your information, shipping information and all that stuff. If you have it already in your browser, so you can choose, like Amazon does it, you have to choose from these 5 different addresses, shipping addresses, for example, or using this credit card or this credit card. If this is if this is in your browser already, there's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, it's all about making life easier.
Yes, and it's coming. And Google, for example, Google is putting a lot of effort in progressive web apps. So if I want to start a business right now, I would look only into progressive web apps.
Yeah.
Not in the App Store anymore.
Yeah. It's always about thinking ahead and trying to be first, not last.
Yes, but if you think you have a product which is, for example, family friendly, think about having an app for TV, which is completely different.
Yeah.
But because you have, if you want to sell, for example, a vacation or a boat trip, you have a lot of video and something like that. And the family is sitting in front of the TV. Should be pay for a vacation right now at the TV. Of course, if you have a good video, if you have good description of your product, sure.
Great. Well, lots to think about and get working on. Thank you very much for sharing all that today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.